the channel. It's so good to have you with us. Today I'm going to be working in Clara Markova's Magical Delights, and I am working my way slowly through my list of WIPs. Now, I have gone from about 80 WIPs down to 72 WIPs, and the idea is I will slowly bring that down, aiming at about a WIP completed a day. I don't even know if I can do that at this stage. I have been able to do a WIP a day, but they're the WIPs that are almost complete or are smaller and easier to complete. So it's, in some ways those are easy, but as I go on, it's going to become a little bit more challenging to complete a WIP a day. So for now, I'm just going to see how it goes and see what I can do. And if I do one WIP a day for the next 10 weeks, I should get down to almost all of them complete. I am going to give myself a bit of leeway and have that about 5 or so WIPs can stay incomplete, but those will most likely be ones that I'm really struggling with or have decided I won't complete for whatever reason. So I thought I would do a quick just color and chat. So I'm not going to give you the pencils I'm using. I'm just going to talk, let you know about my week, what we've been up to, and yeah, what to expect on the channel. So I am not sure how much new coloring I'm going to be able to get to, because of trying to focus and complete all these WIPs that I have. Now, do I mind having WIPs? No, not at all. Do I mind having 80 WIPs? Yes, that is a bit excessive for me, and I don't want to have to worry about that. I think what I'm concerned about is that if I'm not careful, that list of WIPs is just going to grow. And the other thing I'm concerned will happen is I will eventually end up having more WIPs than completed pages, and a whole lot of things that I just won't want to complete because my coloring has moved on. And I feel like in some ways I'm robbing myself of really seeing my journey in coloring and how I improve. Yeah, I don't mind having WIPs, but I do mind not being able to have my coloring kind of like be a story. And the way I see it is, my coloring is never going to be perfect, because I'm not a perfect person, and I'm a self-taught colorist, and I think also because I've battled with perfection. Like, I really have had times in my life where getting things perfect has been really important, and my sense of self-worth and all of that has been wrapped up in how perfect I can do things and how right I can do things. And in the past, it's been a way of trying to earn, you know, love and acceptance, because everybody on the face of the earth wants love and acceptance. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself under so much pressure to be perfect. And I've learned over the course of years that life is a journey, and it's not about the destination, but it's the process. So I feel like by having so many incomplete WIPs, oh, that's a bit of bad grammar there, but having so many pages incomplete, I'm not allowing myself to enjoy the process each page gives. So yes, I can see how I've progressed in coloring, but you know, when you start a page on one day and you go back to it like 2 years later, your coloring is different. So it will reflect differently on the page, and I guess I don't want to do that. I want to have like complete stories, complete pages, complete chapters, and each page, even though there are some pages I don't like, that's okay, because in that moment it was right for that moment. So that's kind of like how I'm seeing it at the moment, and how I want to approach it. So I want to complete these, because also when I'm done, it's at the minimum 70 or 75 pages complete that I didn't have, which means I've colored in that many, and that means I've got more coloring pages that I've colored, and I just think it would be more worthwhile. So I've tried this in the past to go and complete my pages, and I have completed some pages, but in the process added a whole bunch more. So I had all these pages planned for autumn, and now I can't do them because I need to be disciplined, and I need to show myself that I can do this. I can finish what I start. And no, I don't have to do any of it. I don't have to finish these pages. I want to get them down so that I can have them, and I can look back and look back with some self-pride, and know that how I've grown. So there's like, I used one page already as a color along. I used coloring with Elena, and I used her videos because it was just easier. So I've got a handful of videos I'm going to follow, and that's also a good thing, because then I'm going to learn from more experienced colorists and learn different color combinations, and I think that is really good. And it also helps me to kind of like put aside my independence and self drive and learning, and just kind of like allow myself to be humble and learn from other people, and kind of like, no, it's a good way that it doesn't detract from my style of coloring, or you know, anything like that. Because you know, we all tell ourselves stories, and we all can have excuses, and I have a lot of excuses, and I can talk myself out of stuff, and it's just a case of, well, no, I don't want to do that. The people who create color alongs, they want people to use them because it's encouraging. So, you know, and it is also a way of giving back and sharing, and that sort of thing. So I really do have think it's one in Airy that I'm going to follow a color along, sorry guys. And there's one in Magical Dawn. I think there might be another one, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to upload all these pictures onto Instagram. I think a part of me is just like, I just want to put my head down and get, you know, color these pages and, you know, get them done. So it's less of a, I want to show it off. But I will include them in my end of the month videos. Also as a way of just holding myself accountable. And so September, August, possibly even October, you'll see a larger volume of coloring than before, but it's just because I will be working on WIPs, and the only pages I will start and finish in each month will be the ones I do on the live stream. If I start anything more, it's just going to distract me away from finishing these WIPs and potentially add more. And I need to conquer this and, you know, be a bit more self-disciplined. So that's the plan. For our live stream videos, we will color in Hannah Carlson's Tale from the Forest Kingdom, and we'll do one in Maria Trolle, Twilight Garden. There's one in I think it's a Rita Berman one. And I want to do, I just bought one of Christine Caron's books. It's a grayscale, so I thought we'll do the Hannah Carlson Forest Kingdom page this Friday, and then when that one's done we can move on to a Christine Caron one, and I'll show you how to color grayscale, and I can also show you a bit more of like how to do skin and hair and that sort of thing. So I thought that would be a great way to kind of incorporate that, and I can always theme it, you know, fall theme, so that it's autumn related and that sort of stuff. I will be finishing the axolotl page I started in Kirby Rosanna's, but my videos for that are probably just going to be a bit slower because of all these WIPs. So what I've got to do is the bits that I have to color off camera just to save time, I need to color those, and then I can video or film the next section of the color along, and then when I'm done with that I can edit it, upload it, and then, you know, so it's a little bit back and forth. So a double page spread can take a little bit longer, but it will get done. It's just a matter of time, really. So that's that one. And I have a couple Christmas pages that, you know, Christmas WIPs. So I potentially could leave those for Christmas time and then color them there. I don't know. Or I might just color them and get them done and over with. I'm undecided at this stage. But I know that with patience it will all get done and I'll be really chuffed with myself. So yeah, the other thing I have is the boys and I will have to start our school year. So I'm going to possibly have a bit less time to color in while we get into a rhythm and a routine, and you know, so I might just slow down a little bit and just get them all settled and started. but it shouldn't take too long. But I can do other videos, so I can do I want to do a color theory video. I think that could be quite helpful. And I also thought I could do a video showing you what coloring supplies I have. So if that would interest you, let me know in the comments. The beach just recently met up with my mom and my dad and my gran from the States. I may have mentioned that already in a previous video. And so I think a lot of the focus in the coming week is going to be prepping for school. But because we're going to start now, hopefully we'll be done by June or July, which means we can have a nice long summer. And I want to travel next year, so I need to renew the boys' passports. And yeah, I mean, we wanted to travel into Europe before COVID hit, and then COVID hit and everything got delayed, and then now we've got passports that need renewing. So now it's going to be a thing of, in the winter months, looking and saying, okay, well, where in Europe do we want to go visit? And I mean, I have Italian heritage and on the one side, and then I've got Scottish on the other, and Afrikaans as well, or South African. So I'd love to stop and visit Italy again, because we went to Italy in 2009. I think it was 2009. And yeah, it was 2009, and we did a road trip we stopped in Egypt for a 7-day tour, and then we went to Italy through the French Riviera. Then we went to Spain, we went to Barcelona, through Portugal, then we came back to Madrid, and we had such a lovely time. So I mean, we can't do like a 4-week holiday at the moment, but it would be nice to take the boys to Europe and start introducing them to different countries and cultures. And also, you know, we can, if we go to Spain, I can practice my Spanish, and the boys can practice their Spanish as well. It might give them a little bit of a boost, you know, like there's a reason mom says do some Spanish, because it helps when you're traveling. It helps relate to the world. Or we could pop into France. You know, that could be. I haven't really been to much of France. My sister did a bit of French in high school. I didn't choose French. I chose Spanish because I found I struggled with the accents and placing them right, whereas Spanish kind of just comes a bit more natural. So yeah, so that would be nice. But you know, we have all these plans, and then we have to see what comes of them and what life throws our way. And winter is going to be interesting. I think the world will find winter very interesting. You know, all these prices going up, food prices going up. The world is in a precarious place at the moment, and it's hard on everyone. And it's like, you know, just working together, I think. So yeah, so we've got friends who are moving country soon, so trying to see them trying to meet up with other friends who've been holidaying. Life's busy, but good. So I'm trying not to make every leaf look the same, but I still fall prey to making the leaves look the same. Oh my goodness. So I've themed the whole page strawberry inspired. And I think it will work really, really well to have a strawberry inspired theme. So it's just really greens, golds, reds and whites. And I'm going to make her dress hopefully a see-through white. But I'm going to leave that last because I don't know how to do the background. And I do want a nice, I'm thinking like a bit of a bokeh background. You know, make these circles, turn these circles into a bokeh background. I think it could look really, really lovely. I just need everything complete so I can see what colors would work best. So my one son, I said to them, oh, I'm struggling, like how, I don't know what page to pick next to complete. So the younger two boys are kind of going, oh mom, we couldn't be bothered helping you. So my eldest boy, he goes to because I've taken all the books out of my shelf, all the ones that have WIPs, put them on the floor, and the idea is as I go through them and all the WIPs in each book are finished, I put them back on the shelf so I can actually literally see the pile going down. I'm trying to keep myself motivated. And my eldest goes to the pile and goes, okay mom, first book, you're gonna do that one. So he picks up Fragile World and he's like, right, you mom, you know, this is how you do it. You pick up the first book on the pile, you look for the page that's not complete and you do it. And I said to him, oh, but my boy, that page I'm doing a video on and I need to finish this part and then I've got to film. So he's like, okay, all right, not that one. So he picks up the next book and it's The Magical Delights. He's like, mom, you're gonna finish this one. Like, okay, fine, I'll finish that one. I couldn't fault his logic. It's like, that mom, this is how we do it. And just get on with it, you know. So as I finally framed the one painting I did, and I reframed it because when we moved, I took it off its frame. It was on one of those canvas board things you stick up on your wall. So I took it off because it would be easier to fit into a suitcase. And I've reframed it. I framed the beautiful beadwork an old friend of mine made for me. But I need to restring the frames because what we did is I didn't want to go and pay for the framing to be done because it's like over £100 to get professional framing, and I don't see it. I don't get it. I'm sure it's done really well and it's lovely, but I'm in some ways just like keep it simple. And so we went and we cleaned out the garage a few weeks ago, and we needed to go and take it to the tip and get rid of a whole lot of stuff. So while we were there, the tip had a store just of things that they found people were getting rid of that were actually of some value and they could sell for a small fee. So I picked up these beautiful big frames, and I just then sat and framed the one that day, and I sat and framed all the pictures that I could fit into these frames. But now I need to put the different string on at the back so we can actually hang them up. And so I've got those there. I've got a box of books and stuff that I need to donate. I've got a box of school books that I need to sort out. I've got shelving I need to sort out because everything is all just topsy-turvy. And then I've got my pile of coloring books and all my stuff there on the floor, because why would I keep it in the shelf when I can just throw everything on the floor? So honestly, I don't seem to have a logic other than my own random logic. So yeah, I am surrounded by chaos. I was actually talking to someone recently about this, and I was explaining that when you're right brain, is it right brain? Okay, so the side of your brain that is very logical and practical and all of that, when that side is operating, or when you're dominant in that side of your brain, then you tend to be more organized, more focused, and that sort of thing. But when you are the other side, I think it's the left side of the brain, and it's more the creative and the flamboyant, and it's less practical. So that side tends to apparently be more clutter and all of that. Now, I don't know how much of it is true. It's just something I've noticed. And when I was learning piano, my piano teacher mentioned something along the same lines. Now, I have no idea if it's actually true or not, but it did give me something to think about. And I noticed that, because he said to me that when you kind of even between the two hemispheres, you can be both organized and cluttered at the same time. So I said to him, oh, well, yeah, I get that, because like I can be super organized. So when I work in an office, there is nothing out of place. Everything is 100% in order. I know exactly where everything is. It's totally different. But at home, if there is an open space, I fill it unintentionally with stuff. And when I get home, the first thing that goes off is the shoes, and it will not be a case of going into the cupboard and putting my shoes in the cupboard. No, I'll just walk in, kick them off on the side by the door, and carry on. And I did that even in South Africa, because in South Africa, you don't really have the culture of take your shoes off when you enter the home. It's a different culture. And here in the UK, it's considered polite and good manner to take your shoes off when you enter a home. So, that worked great for me, because it's like, yeah, I can do that. I can kick my shoes off. That's fine. And clutter it at the door. That doesn't bother me. But my mom would give me my clothes when she had finished washing them, and I would never pack them away until the pile was as tall as my mirror, and then I'd eventually get fed up and then I'd pack my clothes away, and I would repeat, and I do the same thing. So there's like this disorganized side to me, but yet it's organized because I generally know exactly where everything is and I know how to find it. So it's just an interesting thought that you can have, like when your practical side is kicked in, you're more organized, whereas when you're more in the artistic side, you can be less organized but then still have order in the disorganized. So yeah, unless of course, and I'm not talking about like if you have OCD tendencies or anything like that, because I don't have that many OCD tendencies. There are a couple of things. So like cupboard doors must always be closed, always, and I can't go to sleep if any cupboard door is open. All the doors must be closed. So I have like a couple of quirks, but yeah, I'm not one who, yeah, I'm terribly cluttered, but yet I'm not a massive hoarder. So I'm getting rid of excess books and puzzles, and as the boys outgrow clothes and I don't need them, then I donate what I can, and I recycle the rest. And because I don't want excess in my home, so I'm not like a cluttered hoarder kind of person. I'm more, but I am clutter. I do clutter, so it's this weird sort of thing. All right, so it's just coloring strawberries. And then what I'm going to do with the strawberries is I'll take a gel pen and I'll go over all the indented areas of the strawberries with the gel pen. So for these strawberries, I've been following a Helen Elliston tutorial in her coloring special effects. I think it's volume 2. And that's been really, really helpful. So what I tend to do, if I don't know how to color something, I will see if I've got a coloring tutorial available nearby. If not, then I go onto YouTube and I will search how to draw realistic, and then insert whatever it is I'm drawing, and I will specify with colored pencils. If I can't find it, then I will just improvise. But if I can find a video, then I will use that video, and it will be very helpful. So that is also how I learn and process, because even though not every picture lends itself to realism, the basics of what colors can be blended together to get the right color, or where do you put the basic lights and shadows and that sort of thing. I find that quite helpful. So like with these strawberries here, I wouldn't say they're terribly realistic, and I don't yet at the moment know how I would turn it into realistic strawberries, but the concepts of the color layering and direction of where you'd put the deeper spot of the strawberry versus the lighter aspect of the strawberry, I think those you can still implement. So I find that quite helpful. I've got all these strawberries, and just bring this down. There we go. So you can see these last ones here. and also give you a bit of more of a view of the page. So I still need to do her hair. It's not finished. I need to build her hair up. And then I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with these flowers, because I don't want to leave them white. I feel like it needs some shading. So I'll have to probably look at a photo of strawberry flowers, or even go outside and just study the flowers in their natural environment and just kind of try and see how I can pull in the colors, because it's more like I'll follow the shading on the flowers, but I just want to get a better idea of what colors are in the flowers, and then I can bring those colors in. And they won't be different colors to what I'm using. It will probably be a bit of greens, yellows, whites, maybe some grays, that sort of thing. Okay, so now what I do is I take a white pencil and I just blend them all together, and then I go over and build up the red tones of the strawberries. So our live stream videos are going to just take on a bit more of an autumn and fall kind of theme for October, September and November. And then I think in November, towards the end of November, we'll start bringing in some winter themed pictures. I will be doing some Christmas pictures because I really love Christmas. I think it's such a fun season, and Christmas makes me happy. So I will definitely be bringing that in. So if you have any winter themed coloring books you would like to color in our lives, let me know in the comments. I have Gnomes in the Neighborhood, which does have a few winter scenes. I do have one Christmas book. I think I could find a few pictures here or there, so I don't have a lot of winter themed pictures. I have a couple of Christmas pictures, but yeah, if it's more winter themed you want, if you don't like coloring Christmas, then do let me know what you would like to see colored in Christmas, because I am happy to look into getting a couple more books and doing some color alongs in there. So also, if you have any preference, if you would like to see specific mediums used, or if you have a request for tutorials you would like, please also let me know in the comments, or you can private message me on Instagram, and I will happily listen to what you have to say and what you would like, and then I will see what I can do. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there and I will carry on working with this page. Unfortunately tonight I didn't get round to completing a WIP, but I knew that was going to happen sooner or later, and I will be back in my next video, which will most likely be the completed pages video for August, and I hope I will do my very best to include this picture in that video. So I have a lot of work ahead of me, but thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you have enjoyed a little bit of a color and chat, and if I'm hoping to do this weekly so that you can also see me progressing through this colossal amounts of WIPs. And between our weekly WIPs and the August coloring, hope the end of the month coloring videos, I hope that you will be able to see how I've dwindled my endless supply, or my seemingly endless supply of WIPs. Until next time, take care.